All right, let's start the session now. My name is Bijal Shah, and today we are taking online tutorials, online coaching through Codemikers Education. And of course, you will get today, you will get the idea about specific for academic students. There is, as you know, there is minor difference between academic and general training students. So you can see in writing task, just to go with a brief idea that there is a minor difference in writing task 1. In academic, in general, in writing task 1, there will be letter. That's what you need to write. Whereas in academic 1, it will be the report, that interpreting, describing, or comparing information presented in a graphic form. And that's what you need to convert into word format. Whether writing task 2 is the same for both academic and general training students. So there is only a difference in writing task 1. So let's have a brief idea about writing task 1. That people doing the academic test will write a report on a data set or a map completion, process chart, bar chart, pie chart, pillar chart, then comparison between the maps of past and present, or sometimes with the two maps of present and future as well. Whereas in general training, they need to write a letter to a respected person they are asking to. Minimum word count is 150 words and minimum time limit. There is no such time limit is given to you. They will give you both tasks all together. That's what you need to finish in 60 minutes. But we are spending 40 minutes for essay and allocating 20 minutes to writing task 1 because 1/3 weightage is for writing task 1, whereas more weightage is for essay writing. And these are the marking criteria. As you can see that task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range, and accuracy. I have taken it earlier as well. So I'm just briefing it quickly that the task achievement is something that have you addressed what they are asking for. For example, in writing task 1, in a report, they ask you to make comparison where relevant. So of course they are looking for that. Have you compared the basic ideas, that basic difference you have found out? The introduction paragraph, then overview paragraph, have you completed those things in a paragraphing format? That's what they are looking as a task achievement. Then coherence is the linking of the sentences or paragraphs with logically linking devices. Then lexical resource, a unique vocabulary and a particular vocabulary describing the specific trend or increase or a decrement specific for report. There are certain words, certain vocabulary, that's what we need to use. So that's what comes in a lexical resource. And last marking criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical accuracy is, of course, the overall report must be grammatically correct, whereas grammatical range is variety of the tenses. We need to make sure with the tense, specific for report, tense is very important, that which tense we are going to write. If, for example, in map completion, sometimes they take the comparison between the previous map and the present map. So you need to have a combination of past tenses and present tenses as well. And sometimes if they take the comparison between present and the future, so in that case as well, it will be present tenses and future tenses. So out of all 4 future tenses, you can use any. So how good you are able to have the combination of the tenses that comes in a grammatical range, along with that different type of sentence formations, for example, from active voice to passive voice, then different type of degrees, or else you can just use the complex sentences as well, so that everything comes as a grammatical range. So mainly there are this main 4 marking criteria that's through which your band scores are decided. All right. Now, let's take a look on an academic writing task, simple steps to complete the report. What type of steps we should take? All right. In academic writing task 1, the simple steps are, first of all, we need to read the instructions very carefully, that what kind of answers they are looking for, what kind of informations they are looking for, that's what you need to add in your writing. So read the instructions very carefully so that you can achieve the task very clearly, right? Before going through the map or graph, read the instructions, and then only the next step comes with the paraphrase the question. Paraphrasing is very important in writing task 1 as well as in 2. We have taken essays earlier as well. आप सब लोगों को पता है कि हम लोगों ने essay में भी introduction paragraph में ही paraphrasing आता है. तो same as in essay, even in report, you need to write the paraphrasing of the given statement as a first introduction paragraph. So which is very important. Vishal sir, or maybe I will take the paraphrasing as well if we have not taken it. So you need to learn and develop the ability with the combination of the different types of paraphrasing. So then only you can write in your own language. That's what given statement, जो भी statements वहाँ पे mention किया हुआ होता है, उस statement को अपनी language में अपनी तरह से लिखना, using our synonyms, using a different sentence formation, that is called paraphrasing. So good paraphrasing is must. Then of course know how to describe the changes. So ultimately we need to develop the technique that in report they are giving you a graphic form of a report, and that graphic form you need to convert into word format. So how you can describe those display in word format, that's what we need to develop the technique, and for that there are particular phrases or words should be used. So we need to use those words into practice constantly so that you can easily describe the changes. Consider which tense you are going to use. I just said earlier as well, tenses are very important in this report. Starting from past to present, continuous present में है पूरा का पूरा हमारा report, और continuous future में है पूरा का पूरा report हमारा. अगर process chart है तो process chart most of the time present tense में ही होता है, because it's a flow chart. For example, brick making manufacturing process chart. So उसमें brick कैसे बनती है from starting to end. So that is what totally will be in present tense. अगर map comparison है तो map comparison में they take different type of tenses, कि अगर पहले का previous वाला map ऐसा था and then now the present map is something like this, or sometimes they change that from present to future. Like present में map इस तरह का है, city map for example, city map present का ये है, and future planning of the government is something like that, will be something like that. So in that case you need to see the difference in the use of the different type of tenses is very important. Then of course there are different type of writing task graph lessons. So that's what even you need to learn, that there are mainly 4 lessons. The chart lessons, in that chart lessons, pie chart, line graph, pillar graph, bar chart, these are column chart. So these are this type of charts comes in chart lessons. Then second is map lessons. In map it will be a one map only, that's what you need to describe. Sometimes they take 2 maps. So in two maps, it will be combination of past and present, or present and the future. So got clear with the types of lessons. In chart lessons, there will be line chart. लाइन में पूरा का पूरा मैप डिस्प्ले करते हैं. आई मीन आप लोगों ने जब स्टॉक मार्केट के न्यूज देखते हो तब आपको पिलर चार्ट दिखते हैं. समटाइम्स दे शो दोस चार्ट एज अ लाइन चार्ट एज वेल. इवन दो इन दिस कोरोना पेंडेमिक आपको पता है कि जो कोरोना की जो अपडेट है इंडिया में, हाउ मेनी पॉजिटिव केसेस आर देयर, हाउ मेनी डिस्चार्ज आर देयर, so that's what they show in a chart. So in current affair, definitely you can see these are the chart lessons. Then map lessons. In map, they take different type. Even if that is one map only, then not to worry. But there are two maps, then we need to be careful with the tenses. Third is multiple charts. Multiple chart is a combination of charts from the first part. जो फर्स्ट चार्ट लेसन है यहाँ पे, उसमें हम लोगों ने, मैंने बोला आपको कि लाइन ग्राफ है, पिलर चार्ट है, बार चार्ट है, पाई चार्ट है. तो उनमें से कोई भी दो चार्ट का कॉम्बिनेशन होगा इन थर्ड टाइप में, जिसमें मल्टीपल चार्ट्स लिखा है. ऑलराइट. एंड फोर्थ वन इज प्रोसेस चार्ट. इन प्रोसेस चार्ट, इन अदर वर्ड, यू कैन से इट्स अ फ्लो चार्ट. दे विल टेल यू द प्रोसेस in a graphic form. As I said just before that in a brick manufacturing process, or else there are mainly two type of process charts. The first is man-made process chart and second is natural process chart. Natural process chart में example के हिसाब से हम लोग ले सकते हैं कि life cycle of a butterfly, then food cycle, or else water cycle you can say. So these are the natural flow charts. And process chart, man-made process chart. So there is one example is that brick making. Another example you can take is producing of the manufacturing of the milk. So another example you can take, for example, cement mixtures. So there are a number of examples you can take as a man-made process chart as well. So in that case, you just need to describe that whole graphic form in a word format. Now, out of this, all four charts, I mean 4 lessons, today we are going to take chart lessons. In chart lessons, in academic writing task 1 of the writing module, you are expected to write a short descriptive report based on visual information or a data. This visual information may be presented as a pie chart or a bar chart. So if pie charts are the circular charts divided into sectors, or a pie slices usually illustrating percentages. All right. So in today's lesson, we are more focused with the pie chart. That of course there are certain words and phrases you can use as a whole chart lessons, but let's have a look in detail with a specific for the pie chart. As you know, there will be circle in the pie chart, and in a percentage form, they make the different changes and datas they mention in a pie chart in that circle. Right? So now in this case, how you can describe the increases and the decreases? When describing any of the charts, you might have to describe the increases and decreases. So when there is a comparison between the charts, you can see those, you need to describe the increases or decreases as well. I mean, if there are multiple charts, so maybe the combination of pie chart and line graph, for example. So in that case, you need to compare. Or else there are 2 pie charts as well from past and the present. Then you need to compare that earlier it was something like that, and now it is increased. And then you need to mention. So basically there are 3 main ways you can describe your increases or decreases. Students, make sure do use of this kind of words and phrases in your writing, and develop the habit of using any 1 or 2 methods throughout. every time आप लोग I mean every time when you write, if you are using different type of ways, different type of phrases and words, then it will be very confusing for you while final examination. So develop your habit of writing in one pattern only. When there is a pie chart or a comparison and you need to describe the increases or decreases, then make sure that you follow one pattern throughout. Okay, so one way is you need to write a noun phrase plus verb and adverb. That is one way. Example, you can say it as the price of property fell sharply. So in this case, there is a formation. You can see that, just hold on. Yes, over here, the price of property is your noun and phrase, whereas fell is your verb and sharply again is your adverb. So this is one way of sentence formation. So it is a good idea. You can change it somewhat. You can use my variety of the verbs and variety of the adverbs depending upon what you are describing, right? This is something fell sharply. So it is something a decrease, right? Then second example is the percentage of homes dropped dramatically. In this case as well, you can see that percentage of homes is your noun phrase, then dropped is your verb, and this is your adverb. Clear? So you can see the difference that, see, this is your throughout, which voice you are writing over here. This is basically passive voice. So another good way of presenting your complex sentence. So it's a good idea if you are having a combination and you are using passive voice sentences. So of course it is very easy if you remember this kind of structure, that noun, phrase plus verb and adverb. All right. Then next method is there plus be plus noun plus in plus noun phrase. So above same statement, same examples you can convert in this pattern as well. I mean in this sentence formation as well. The another example I have mentioned over here is there was a fall in literacy level. Right? Now you can write this first example of first method, that the price of property fell sharply. The same sentence you can convert in a second method as well. It will be something like there plus be plus noun plus in. So it will be there was a fall in, and then you need to write the noun phrase. Our noun phrase is the price of property. I am talking about first example of first method, and that's what I am converting into second method, second way of writing. So vice versa, of course, you can use this any kind of examples I have taken over here. You can use in any kind of methods out of these three. So develop, maintain any kind of methods throughout. Another example is there has been an increase in the cost of coffee. Over here we have started the sentence with with there, and there उसके बाद हम लोग mention करते हैं कि इसके बाद हम लोग specify करते हैं the tenses, right? The next method is using fractions. Like the price of oil halved in less than a year. So over here we have mentioned clearly that it is to what level we have, I mean it is almost half. So that's what we have used the fractions, right? All right. So these are mainly three methods of describing the increases or decreases from your report into your word form. Develop any of the ways you need to write. It's absolutely okay. Out of these three, you can have a combination of this all three type of sentence formations. So not to worry for that, but yes, इनमें से तो कोई एक यूज करना ही है हमें. इट इज नॉट समथिंग के चलो भाई अपने हिसाब से लिख लेते हैं. जस्ट इट्स वेरी इजी टू रिमेम्बर. नॉट टू वरी फॉर दैट. अगर ये हमारे साथ हमने हमारे पास ये पैटर्न फिक्स है, कंटिन्यूअसली वी आर यूजिंग इन आवर एकेडमिक राइटिंग टास्क 1, देन ऑफ कोर्स हमें इसे मगअप करने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. ऑलराइट, नाउ लेट्स हैव अ लुक ऑन describing trends, that how we can describe the trends. Earlier we have taken the describing increases or decreases. अब हमें इस बार हमें how we can describe the trends. The same increase or decrease is a part of describing trend. So there are mainly two grammatical structures we can use to describe the trends. The first is there, be, adjective, noun, in, and then noun phrase. Noun phrase will be depend upon the statement, depend upon the report they have given you. On that base you are generating the noun phrase. पूरा का पूरा structure ready है हमारे पास. And then you need to simply see के उसमें क्या changes आए हुए हैं. According to those changes, you need to mention the adjectives and your noun. नाउन फ्रेज हमारे पास स्टेटमेंट में मेंशन किया हुआ है, सो नॉट टू वरी फॉर दैट. एडजेक्टिव हमें क्या हमारे पास जो भी डिटेल से लोगों ने उन लोगों ने रिपोर्ट में दिखाई है, उस डिटेल में ट्रेंड किस तरह का है, दैट्स व्हाट वी नीड टू ऐड इन अ एडजेक्टिव. एंड देन क्या ट्रेंड है, दैट्स व्हाट यू नीड टू ऐड इन एज अ नाउन फॉर्म. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज द मेथड पैटर्न दैट यू कैन राइट. Example, there was a gradual rise in the price of oil. It is something of the noun phrase will be the price of oil. Then gradual rise is your adjective and the noun, right? So be clear with this sentence formation. Another example I have taken over here is there has been a sharp drop in the price of oil. Out of these two both pattern you can write whatever you wish to write, and you can have a combination of those two type of sentence structures as well. Now according to the trend you can have variety of adjectives. These are the possible adjectives you can see over here. There is gradual. Gradual is slowly either increasing or decreasing. That in that case you are continuously, you can say. There is gradual, then moderate, then modest. These three are almost similar. Then sharp and dramatic are almost similar. That that is I mean heavy or high increase or high decrease, और एकदम बहुत तरह से sharp fall हो रहा है, sharp increase आ रहा है. So in that case sudden fall or sudden increase, it will be sharp or dramatic. Slight or steep. Slight is somewhat lesser than gradual. Then steep and steady are almost the same. That means there is no much difference in comparison. So in that case you can use the adjective like steep or steady. Significant or considerable, it is something that is visually I mean properly shown. ऐसे कोई difference है कि clearly shown, अच्छी तरह से दिख रहा है हमें. In that case you can add significant. These are basically adjectives. Now have a look on a possible nouns. That variation, decline, decrease, deep, drop, fall, pick, fluctuation, growth, increase, rise, or slump. Now, basically, remember ये दोनों ये दोनों adjectives and nouns है, दोनों को हमें याद रखना है throughout, so that continuously where it is needed you can write and you can have a combination of any kind of adjective out of this to this noun. आप दोनों में से किसी का भी कॉम्बिनेशन ले सकते हो. आप ग्रेजुअल के साथ आप फॉल का कॉम्बिनेशन करो, एब्सोल्युटली ओके. आप सिग्निफिकेंट के साथ आप पिक का कॉम्बिनेशन करो, एब्सोल्युटली ओके. आप ड्रामेटिक के साथ आप डिक्रीज का कॉम्बिनेशन करो, एब्सोल्युटली ओके. सो कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ दिस टू you can have a variety of lexical resource. Clear? Got the idea? Definitely I will share this video to you. So आपके पास ये सब details भी आ जाएगी, not to worry. But till then you can write down in your note as of now, so that you can have a combination of a variety of adjectives and nouns to increase your lexical resource. Right? To that above structure, that there plus be plus adjective plus noun plus in plus noun phrase. Now make sure कोई भी आप रिपोर्ट ले लो, ग्राफिकल फॉर्मेट में कोई भी रिपोर्ट आपके साथ है, उसमें आपको ये स्ट्रक्चर सेंटेंस का फॉलो करके इसी में से किसी भी एक का जो रिपोर्ट में मैच होता हो, ऐसा कोई एडजेक्टिव और नाउन लेके आप पूरा का पूरा सेंटेंस डेफिनेटली मेंशन कर सकते हो. इट इज वेरी इजी. सो इनिशियली आई वुड प्रीफर टू राइट योर रिपोर्ट बाय यूजिंग दिस kind of structures and possible adjectives and nouns, by reading and using those kind of nouns and adjectives. Later on, gradually you can remember those nouns and adjectives and you can write by your own. तो आप स्टार्टिंग में अपने ये सब देख के यूज कर सकते हैं टू मेक अ रिपोर्ट वेरी क्लियर एज ऑफ नाउ इनिशियली. उसके बाद gradually develop the habit of writing without looking this kind of adjectives or noun or a structure, because उसके बाद प्रैक्टिस तो हुई है आपकी, तो आपको याद होना चाहिए कि भी किस तरह से यूज करेंगे, right? So be clear with those kind of adjectives and nouns, how to use in this grammatical structure. Now another structure which is also more important, noun phrase plus verb plus adverb. You can see in this example that price of oil rose gradually. And another method of writing is price of oil is again a noun phrase, has risen dramatically. In this case, rose or risen are verb and gradually and dramatically are adverb. So you can see that in this case, I have converted those adjective and nouns into verbs and adverbs. So there is another way of writing a same sentence, right? So you are having a variety of sentence structures. And for using these verb and adverbs, again, we have possible verbs and possible adverbs. Over here, again, you can have a combination of any kind of that possible verbs and possible adverbs. These are the examples of possible verbs like rise, jump, grow, climb, increase, rocket, fall, drop, decline, decrease, go down, plummet, plunge. And whereas on the adverb, you can see this gradually, moderately, modestly. So you can have a combination of, for example, fall sharply. So you need to convert these your possible verbs into a past participle or a past tense, and then directly you can write the verb, adverb, in fact. So it will be fell sharply. Or you can write in a second example like it has fallen sharply, right? So any kind of, like for example, rise steeply. So you can say rose steeply or has risen steeply. Another example, you can see that grow and significantly. So grown significantly, or you can say that has grown significantly. So you can have a combination of this type of verbs and adverbs as well. So, I mean, these are the main two grammatical structures. I mean, of course, it's a sentence structures you can use throughout in your report to describe the trends. That includes increase or decrease as well. So remember this kind of adjectives and nouns and verbs and adverbs, and you can have a combination of any two. And you can generate a new sentences using unique vocabulary, right? All right. Now let's switch on the next page where you are into approximation, which is again important thing that you need to round off. उसको round off भी बोलते हैं. In many of the IELTS writing task 1 question, you have to deal with the percentage. To be very specific, in pie chart, most of the time they use percentage only. So this is a good opportunity to express these percentages in a different way and boost your score, because you have a clear structure that how to write in a describing trends along with the approximation of percentages and fractions. So of course it's a good way of transferring from graph to word format. Remember that you should vary your language as much as possible. Even though in a previous slide I have taken that different type of structures, so you can use those as well as a high lexical resources, right? This is one of the example of approximation, that if it is 49%, you can say that nearly a half. It's rounding off, right? Below are the range of the expressions that can be used to express the percentage. If it is 73%, somewhat you can say that nearly 3/4. So there is a even though in that report it is mentioned 73%, it is good idea to convert it into a fractions form and generate your sentence, so that they can see that how good you are able to convert those graphic form into word format. 51%, of course it is just over a half. If it was 49, it was nearly a half. It is 51, then it is just over a half, right? Then it is nearly a third. That is 33, I mean, of course, near to 33%, it is nearly a third. Then 3%, it is a tiny fraction, right? It is very small fraction, you can say, another word. And 50%, exactly a half, right? In 49%, you can say almost half as well. In 51, you can say just above a half. Same way, 50% is exactly a half. Then it is 26. Then of course it is just above 1/4, roughly 1/4, you can say. Then around a half. So these are the basically, even though in then there is a 49%, there are a number of ways you can write it for 49% as well. That almost half, just under a half, around a half. So even though you are having your 49%, you are constantly, you need to mention that 49%, you can have a variety of words as well to have a good lexical resource. Then 24%, almost a quarter. Sorry. So over here you can see this kind of percentage you can convert in a word format, that is called approximation and fractions. To develop this kind of habit as well throughout So it would be easy for you to convert specific graph charts in maybe in a pillar chart or a pie chart. They will give you the percentage. So you need to convert those percentage in this kind of manner, right? Now coming to the summarizing, that your overview paragraph should contain 2 or 3 main ideas, right? 2 or 3 main features. That's what they clearly ask you, that you need to point out the main features and make the comparison where possible, right? So here are some short phrases you can use as your overview paragraph. I will give you the structure as well, that how we can write the overall whole report, and in second paragraph will be your overview paragraph. So in this your overview paragraph, you need to conclude that particular paragraph. So in that case we are not concluding our report. ऐसे की तरह हम लोग जो ऐसे में पूरा का पूरा ऐसे हम लोग जो लिखते हैं उसको हम conclude करते हैं, हमारा जो discussion है वो conclude करते हैं. So that's why we just end up with the one statement. But in report we are not concluding it, we are just summarizing it. Okay, in short, overall, to sum up. So you need to use such kind of phrases as a ending last sentence of overview paragraph. To summarize, the most marked change is, overall it is clear that, overall it is seen that, overall the majority or minority, or you can say to sum up, or else you can say in sum, the most noticeable trend is, and you can just mention your, conclude your just overview paragraph. But make sure you are not supposed to write to conclude or in conclusion. All right. Now have a look with the structure. The first paragraph will be introduction paragraph. That will be nothing but just a paraphrasing of the given statement. Then it will be second paragraph, which is overview paragraph. And there will be 3 sentences: main feature 1, main feature 2, and general overview. General overview, another word you can say the summarize. That's what just I have taken in the previous slide. The general overview is your summarizing of this overview paragraph. Then paragraph 3, where you need to describe main feature 1. That's what we have already mentioned in overview paragraph. ओवरव्यू पैराग्राफ में आप लोगों ने जो मेन फीचर 1 डिस्क्राइब किया है, उसी फीचर को हम लोग बॉडी पैराग्राफ 1, आई मीन दैट इज पैराग्राफ 3, उसमें हम लोग मेंशन कर रहे हैं समवट इन डिटेल विथ 3 sentences. Supporting detail 1, supporting detail 2, and general comparison, right? So it will be and then the 4th paragraph is again you are describing second main feature with same way for supporting detail 1, supporting detail 2, and general comparison. That is it, your structure of report. That main first body paragraph, first paragraph is introduction paragraph, then second is overview paragraph, third paragraph is main feature 1 and its details, and 4th paragraph is main feature 2 and its details. That is it. You are not supposed to add your conclusion paragraph. Make sure you are not writing your conclusion at all. ऐसे की तरह यहाँ पे हमें conclusion नहीं लिखना है. This is the only structure we need to follow in any type of report. अगर chart lesson है, map lessons है, multiple lessons है, या फिर process lessons है, इन सभी में से हमें ये तो follow ही करना है. राइट, मे बी डिटेल्स है वो सब चेंज होके, पर फॉलो तो यही करना है हम लोगों को. ऑल राइट, नाउ टुडे वी आर टेकिंग पाई चार्ट. ओवर हियर ऑन द वन साइड यू कैन सी देयर इज अ पाई. दे आर मेंशन विद the charts below give the information on the ages of the population of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projection for 2050. So this is your statement they have given. In introduction paragraph, you need to paraphrase this statement. And then in your overview and other two paragraphs, you need to mention what they are asking in second sentence, that summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. All right, just have a look with these pie charts in Yemen and in Italy. There are two different places and there are two different years, 2000 and 2050. One is of past and one is of future. So make sure with the tenses, everything is mentioned with the percentages. All right, now let's have a look with the what you need to take care of to write this chart. That what kind of chart it is. It is a pie chart, of course, it is seen very clearly. Then what does the title say about the chart? The title gives us the basic information, and that's what we need to add as a task achievement. Right? So read very clearly, read that given statement very clearly. Then what information is contained on both axes. Over here, this is pie chart, so there won't be any axis. So not possible. Then in fourth one, what are the units of measurements? You can see that over here, they have used the ages and percentage, right? So therefore, I have to use a specific language for percentage. So approximation or fractions, मैंने जो last slides में cover किया, that's what we need to write in this pie chart. Clear? What group are compared? They have mentioned that Yemen and Italy, and simultaneously they have mentioned 3 age groups. So that's what we need to check throughout. What is the time period? It was 2000 to 2050. Right? Then what is the most obvious thing that the data shows you? So over here, the two most obvious things are that Italy had such older population than Yemen in 2000. And these are the basically specific change that I have noted down. You can have a different opinion as well. So absolutely okay. But yet you need to point out very clearly which kind of things you are comparing and which noticeable changes you are able to see. Then if possible, is there any comparison possible? Of course, yes. So that's what you are seeing in 7th and 8th point. And last, is it a static chart or a dynamic chart? There are 4 static charts, but all together are making one dynamic changes. So we need to use such kind of language as well. All right. Now have a look on the model answer. That pie charts compare the proportion of Italian and Yemeni citizens. See over here, I have changed this because I am using the citizens. So from Italy, I made it to Italian, and from Yemen to I have converted into Yemeni citizens in 3 age groups in 2000 and projections for 2050. This is just an introduction paraphrasing statement. Then this is overview. It is clear that with the starting summarizing statement, it is clear that Yemen had the younger population in the year 2000 and the Yemen is predicted, in the same is predicted for the year 2050. The populations of both countries are predicted to get older over the 50-year period. So those two ideas, those two features I have mentioned in the overview paragraph, and that's what I am specifying this in detail. In 2000, just over half the Yemeni population were under 14 compared to just over 14% of Italian in the same age group. You can see the approximation and fractions are used in writing, and only a very small percentage of people in Yemen were over 60 at 3.6%. It is very easy. Once you just start writing this way, use this kind of describing changes, different kind of sentence structure, it is very easy to note it down gradually. In contrast to nearly a quarter of the Italian population, the largest group for Italy was the 15-59-year-olds with just over 60%, while Yemen had 46.3% of its population in this category. And the second main feature, the Yemen's average age is set to increase with the proportion of over 60s increasing by just over 2%, and the middle group rising by 11%, leaving the youngest group with a decrease of nearly 13%. It is envisaged that by 2050, the number of people in Italy over 60 will jump to 42.3%. The percentage of those in the youngest bracket will drop to 11.5%, and the share in the middle category will decrease to 46.2%. This is the model answer, and of course these are having 9 bands total. You can see it very clearly. This model answer having 9 bands, clearly there is no such irrelevant information. All kind of sentence structures are there. There is a different variety of sentence and variety of approximation and fractions I have used. So clearly we have converted those graphs in word format. Simultaneously we are clear with the tenses too, and we are comparing the populations and age groups as well. That is it. So remember this kind of structure very clearly, and this kind of specific what we can say that describing the trends that I have taken, that verbs and adverbs and adjectives and nouns, so that you can have a variety of sentence structures as well, having good word bank, right? Clear? Yes.